So everybody's Ryan. I'm going to be calling this, don't ever judge if you ever see a person have a psychosis on the internet, um, don't judge them. You can dislike their videos if you want. Um, During my psychosis in 2020, people disliked my videos. But I still continued to make videos anyway because I was still in like a blackout psychotic state. And I only got one mean message on my personal Facebook inbox from my friend's wife, and she unfriended me. Dad! Dad! After my psychosis, I learned that I had to go to court for a peace order. But my dad just told me that I had to go to court. And I even told my dad that I was making videos. But I was just doing and saying what the voices were telling me to do and say. I sometimes, when I go and have therapy with my therapist, I talk to my therapist about slander pages out there about me in the dark web, and I noticed that my slander page, made when I was about 15 or 16, wasn't updated after my psychosis. There was one boy that I talked to when I was about 14 or 15 who noticed my psychosis and said I was pathetic and things like that. And how far down under the rabbit hole I've fallen and things like that. My one friend, James, liked my post on Facebook, and I was worried that he was going to unfriend me over my psychosis. But he liked my picture the other day. I haven't really had a conversation with him. Um, I told my dad that I was going to buy a camera and make videos about a situation. Um, I don't know whether my dad read everything that I said during my psychosis or not. But keep in mind, my family is really mean and evil. I told my dad that I was just going to make videos about a situation, and I talked about and linked my ex-girlfriend's channel, that would cheat on me and things like that. And I talked about her during my psychosis, and keep in mind there was this old, transvestite man that noticed my psychosis and all my videos had dislikes and things like that. Um, All my videos had dislikes, but this old transvestite man would talk to me and have conversations with me, and I believed that I was raped, and he said that he could have this guy put in jail and things like that, and his friends are cops, and he was lying to me, and he said he could have movies be made about my situation, and he was just lying to me. And during my psychosis, I said that my house was, a girl with black hair with a knife's playpen. Because of people coincidences are real, even though I have paranoid schizophrenia. I noticed that nobody's re-uploaded any of my old videos, and the Slender page that has about 300 page views wasn't updated. And my Slender page wasn't updated. I had conversations with this one guy who noticed my psychosis. Um, and my dad told me that I wasn't going to jail, and see, I have extremely severe paranoid schizophrenia. One of the most severe cases of paranoid schizophrenia in the disability office that they had seen. And even though I have paranoid schizophrenia, the people coincidences are always real. The public defender called me and said that I wouldn't go to jail, and when that happened, I knew I would be fine. But my dad told me that old stuff was more serious than this. But see, I believe that I was in a psychosis, and I couldn't tell what was real and what wasn't. And keep in mind, my family is very evil, and I believe that part of the reason why I have psychological problems in the first place is because of my family that abuses me. My stepdad abused me physically. My dad has laid his hands on me and played around with my disability money. He played around with it during coronavirus, and he denies it, but I know he did. Um, there is about once every 2 months, there's a new tweet with the guy that I believe raped me, where people talk about him, and there's this slander page that was made about me, that has my name and address on it. And keep in mind, this guy that I believe raped me during my psychosis has 8.29K subscribers on YouTube. And then a famous YouTuber that talks about him. Has 13.9K subscribers. Where he talks about him in his videos, get dislikes on it. There were some likes, but there's dislikes towards the end. And the people coincidences are real, even though I have severe paranoid schizophrenia. I see them on Facebook all the time. don't like some people, coincidence people, because they're mean. There are times where I will think that Hecate is laughing at me and people will laugh. It's very hard for me to function normally as a person as a paranoid schizophrenic, which is sad. But I get my injections now and cooperate, and I feel I function pretty well now as a schizophrenic. And I'm able to drive and have friends and have a social life, even though I have paranoid schizophrenia. I just get my injections and have therapy with my therapist. And I don't live in fear of bad things happening to me, because I believe in a goddess that protects me and a god. So I'm going to be calling this Ryan show October 9th, 21.